This is Glenn Ackerman with Energy Awareness Training with another energy tip for you to add a new energetic dimension to your life. So, today I want to talk to you about a force that's affecting you. And if you've heard me talk about energy awareness training, you know that what that is, what energy awareness training is about the ability to recognize the effects that energy have on us largely in a way that we're not aware of, and that so much of our world that we see is created from a deeper reality, from an invisible reality, one that we're not aware of, but it affects everything that we do. So, in my work, what I try to do every week is just share with you tips and various aspects of the training that I do, that I lead through groups and companies and coaching, to reveal this hidden world that we were never taught about how life works and how we can utilize principles, tools, understandings to have a better life, to do two things: to recognize what we don't want and the traps that are ahead of us that most people can't see and stay away from them, and to attract more good things, to energetically create more abundance, more love, more blessings. Can energy do that? Well, that's all it is. That's all it is energy. When we think about any of those aspects, feelings that we have you look at the what I call the low vibration energy aspects, the stuff we don't like: anxiety, stress, worry, doubt, fear. What is that? It's an energy. It's a feeling. It's a thought, emotion, feeling. All that's energy. And what I want to talk to you about tonight is how these aspects work, because it's the same thing with the things that we do want: happiness, joy, peace, love, feeling good. That's an energy too. Now, for people who aren't hip to energy awareness, a lot of people think, well, I guess these things just happen randomly. One day everything's going your way and you're happy, and next day nothing's going your way, so you're not happy. And for many, life is just a kind of a up and down, revolving door of happiness and sadness and up and down and roller coaster around. But I'm here to tell you energetically that's not true. I'm here to say that when you're energetically aware and you learn how to recognize, control your energies, that you can detach. You can release, you can disconnect yourself from the energies that you don't want, from the destructive energies, from the unhealthy energies, and reconnect to the energies that you do want, and expand the happiness, expand the joy, expand the feeling good. And it's not dependent upon stuff that happens outside. It's it's created internally. That's why I teach the concept of energetic freedom, which is what I teach all my students and people who come to me to learn, that you can be energetically free, that it's possible to be positive, happy, resourceful, response able, to be on top of life all of the time. You think, well, how can that be, Glenn, when so many things happen to us? Don't we aren't we up sometimes and down the next, and don't good things happen sometimes, and God forbid bad things happen sometimes? And the answer is yes. But no matter what happens out there, we create our internal states. We create the frequency or the vibration that we're in here, not out there. So what usually happens is that something happens outside of us, and we interpret that as bad news or horrible thing. And if nothing happens out there, then we have a force inside our heads that want to paint pictures of bleakness or unhappiness, or what if this happens, or what if that happens. And one of the most important things I teach in my training is to recognize the voices in your head. Voices, another word for energies that operate inside you. If you've ever noticed There are times when you're happy and positive and proactive about your future and about your life, and you think, hey, life's great, it's all good, and moving places, and usually it's because something happens that that you interpret as that you get a big check, or you get a promotion, or you fall in love, or something like that. They think, oh, life's great, yeah. But then when you deal with the opposite, right? And the check doesn't come, or layoffs come, or pandemics come. You think, oh my gosh, it's a horrible world, etc. Well, in that kind of lifestyle, that kind of paradigm, you can never be happy. You're just like a leaf in the wind, because things are always changing. And see, there are certain principles I teach in energy awareness training. One is that we are living, breathing vehicles of energy, that we send energy out, we receive energy back. You know, you've experienced that. Let's say you go into a party, and you check out the vibe, and you look at the people and you go, yeah, it's a swinging place. I want to go in. Or maybe you've been to other places. I remember going into this dive bar in near Tampa. Somebody said, "Oh, these guys got good burgers in here." You walk in the place and it's dark and it's dingy, and you look around and the people are kind of mangy, and you're like, I don't think so. Bye bye. Right? That's the way that we ascertain energy. Well, it's the same thing internally with us. So tonight I wanted to talk to you about, if you ever had the thoughts in your head, the familiar one, that I don't feel like it. You ever get that one? There's a voice inside you that says, I don't feel like it. And usually it's before something that takes effort, or it's something that we committed to do a long time ago, working out, for example, or maybe working on our second business, or doing something that takes a little focus and a little drive and a little uh, energy. And I wanted to give this, those of you who are studying energy awareness training, as an example of how the forces inside us work. Because there are energies, as I mentioned, that are constantly influencing us. One's influencing us to move up, to achieve, to be better than we were yesterday, to go for our full potential, what we know we're capable of doing. And we got another energy inside us that wants to take it easy, that wants to put it off, that wants to do it later, that doesn't feel like it, right? Or wants to go the opposite way. So the human experience, when I explain energy awareness training, especially to kids, they go, how does energy awareness training work? If you really want to know how to explain something and communicate clearly, if you can communicate it to kids, and they get it, then you've made your point. And I just say, when I'm explaining energy to kids, I said, do you ever have one part of you that wants to do one thing, and then another part of you that wants to do another? Like one part of you may want to go to bed, but another part wants you to stay up. Or another part of you says you're supposed to do your homework, but you want to go out and play. And the kids go, yeah, it happens to me every day. I got one, I'm going one way and I'm going the other way. Well, we can all relate to that. And that's one of the examples of being able to identify and manage our internal structures. And we were never taught how to do that. We were never taught how to deal with conflicting thoughts, conflicting emotions, right? Conflicting behaviors. So as a result, it creates a lot of turmoil when you should, we play the should game. I should do this, but I don't feel like it. I should do that, but I don't feel like it. It's called shitting on yourself, right? Saying you should do something, but you don't feel like it. And in the personal development and the human excellence trainings that I do, this is a very important part of being able to maximize your achievement and your self-development and your ability to be a high performance individual. Because high performance people encounter that same voice that we all do. They don't feel like it. They'd rather not do it. There's a certain part of you that wants to stay in comfort, that wants to stay safe, that doesn't want to get up early or doesn't want to take a chance or get out of your comfort zone, right? But so there's an initial reward. When let's say you're going to go do your workout, you have a workout tonight, you go, oh, it's late. I was kind of tired. I'll do it tomorrow. There's a voice that kind of sabotages you and says, do it later. You're tired. I don't feel like it. Right? So you give into it. We've all done it, right? How about if you've been on a diet, right? You're watching what you eat and you go, and somebody drops off a pizza or donuts or whatever your favorite junk food is, and you go, I know I shouldn't do it, but temptation is calling. And you go, okay. That's the opposite of I don't feel like it, right? That's the opposite. And then you do it. So let's do the first one. The first one is I don't feel like it. I want to do it. I want to get up early, or I don't want to go to the gym, or, I don't want to do that class I signed up for. There's a force inside us that literally wants to sabotage us. You ever notice that? This is energy awareness training. You decide to do something. You take it. One thing I notice is when I decide to take a night class. You know, if I'm going to take a night class, something I want to study, a skill I want to learn. So you're all excited about taking the night class, right? And then about 3 or 4 classes in, let's say it's a 10-week class, you go, oh, do I really want to go to this class? Wouldn't I just rather go home and eat, right? So there's another part of you that wants to sabotage or oppose what you wanted to do. And that is one of the keys to human misery. It's one of the things that causes human misery, right? And it's pervasive in everything. A lot of it is in relationships, right? You're in a committed relationship with someone for a few years, right? And everything's going great, and then maybe you hit a bump in the road, and all of a sudden, this gal at work or this guy at work's got your attention. You get a little flirtation going, and now and you go, whoa, I could get a little something going with them, but I'm in a relationship and I shouldn't do it, but there's still, I like getting the attention. So you got that tug of war in you. Now, if you succumb to the temptation, let's take these 3 examples I gave you. So if you skip the workout, right, you'll feel good when you come home and you eat dinner. But by about 10:30, this voice will start coming into you. Does it ever happen to you where it says, you skipped your workout? You got no self-discipline. How are you going to lose that weight if you never go to the gym? You never follow through on anything you do. I'm disgusted with you, right? You get this voice inside you that starts beating you up for the decision that you make. And you know what? It was the same voice that convinced you to blow it off. Is that crazy? But that's the way these energies work. That's why it's so important to be energetically aware. The same voice that says, put off your workout, do it tomorrow, let's eat, will be the same voice that beats you up later that night. Right? Let's say that you go off your diet, and you eat that bag of donuts or that gallon of ice cream that it's off. It's going to feel good, right, when you're doing it. So you're going to get an ounce of pleasure. Ice cream felt good. And about 2 hours later, right, there's going to be a voice that appears that said, you ate that whole gallon of ice cream, or you ate that bag of donuts, and you're trying to lose weight, and you're trying to get on a diet, and you blew it. You have no self-discipline. You're disgusting. I'm ashamed of you, right? It's insanity. You go, whoa, the same voice that got me to eat the donuts is now beating me up for eating the donuts. That's right. That's the way these energies work. No one told us. Now let's take the relationship. Man, if you fall into that temptation, you go, well, no one will find out. How's that? You heard that voice? No one will find out. It's just a little harmless little flirtation. Oh, okay. Until one day it's not harmless and you go over the line and then you go, oh, Now you got a problem. Now you got now what looked like, a pleasure, what looked like a harmless flirtation, now is a big problem because you've got this situation with them and you got the situation with your relationship, and you got an internal tug of war, right? So the big phrase is always, if I had only known then what I know now, I never would have done it, right? Act in haste, repent in leisure. Or my other favorite platitude is, an ounce of pleasure ain't worth a pound of cure. So, what I mean in this lesson is simply, you need to become aware of how the energies work. And there's an energy that we all have of self sabotage, of destruction, causes that there's an energy in us that wants to cause chaos, disruption, distraction. So it can pull us down into this what I call low vibration place of anxiety, stress, all the yucky feelings. The self attack, beating yourself up. We don't want to go there. Where we want to go is, we want to stay in a place of high vibration. We want to stay in a place of feeling feeling good about ourselves, feeling good about our lives, and what I call being on top of it. We want to be on top of life so that we're winning, so that we feel that we're in control of our lives. And the irony is, you're in control when you push back temptation. You're in control when you're tempted to veer off your program and you don't do it. Because notice the flip side of that. The flip side is, you're tempted to eat the bag of donuts, but you don't eat it, right? Or you don't eat the gallon of ice cream. You go, you know what? It's not on my program. I'd like to, but I'm not going to. So there's a part of you that recognizes, yeah, I would get pleasure out of doing that, but I'm pushing it back because I want long-term fulfillment. That's being on top of something, right? Going, dragging your home, you're tired, and you go to the gym anyway. You go, yeah, I'm tired, yeah, I'm hungry, but I'm going anyway. Why? Because I said I would. That's why. When you come home that night, boy, do you feel good? You better believe it. That's high vibration energy, right? When you got somebody flirting, when you're in a committed relationship, and you got some cutie who's flirting at you, and offering you forbidden pleasure, you go, thanks, but no thanks. You know, I'm committed to what I'm doing, and I'm going to stay the course. Yes, there's temptation. Yes, probably would feel good, but the little bit that would feel good would not equate for the massive pain that would make me feel bad for violating what's appropriate and what I've committed to. So this is a little insights on how these energies work inside us. No one explained it to us. You know, maybe in church or synagogue they said, "Thou shalt not sin," or "Don't be bad." Well, that never stopped anybody from doing anything. But if you're really clear about which way and which way your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are headed, and whether from what you think, do, or which way you move, if it's going to bring you pleasure or it's going to bring you pain. Now, the irony is, the short-term pleasure usually brings you long-term pain. The short-term pain, I don't want to call it pain, but restriction or pushing it back usually leads to long-term happiness. That's kind of an irony, isn't it? It's kind of weird, but that's the paradox of life. And these are energetic principles that you learn when you study energy awareness training. You learn that really, to master life and to be on top of things, it's really about learning how to approach life kind of inside out. But inside out works. The other ways don't. So that's why I'm teaching this. So this is your energy awareness tip, training, lesson for today. If you want more of this, you can contact me at energyawarennesstraining.com. That's my website, energyawarennesstraining.com. I'm on YouTube. You can subscribe to my channel and learn more about energy awareness training. And I'm on Messenger, so you can always send me a message and let me know how you're doing. Okay? This is Glenn Ackerman with your weekly energy lesson. Hope you learned something. Get back to me. Let me know how you like this. And if you liked it, let me know. All the best. Bye for now.